Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you're having an amazing day. Let's get right into the stories. The first story is titled, Am I the a-hole for telling a colleague their disability is not a free pass to be an a-hole and getting them suspended? I, 29M, have started a new position at the beginning of November with a decent-sized law firm in my city. Things have been going great up until this week. The first 3 weeks I've been here, I've heard a lot of horror stories about a member of the office we'll call Jay. I've heard that the last two people that took this position were basically bullied out of the post by Jay, and that anybody who makes any complaints to HR basically gets told to put up and shut up for two reasons. Firstly, Jay, despite not being the most popular person in the office, is very good at what she does, to the point the company sees her as invaluable. And secondly, Jay is a wheelchair user, and is apparently very quick to throw the discrimination card around as soon as something doesn't go her way. Another key point to this tale is that I use a stoma bag and have done since I was a baby. Anyway, this week is the first week I've interacted with Jay as she was on annual leave for my first 3 weeks with the company. I was using the disabled bathroom to empty my bag when I started hearing a loud banging on the door. I said one moment and opened the door to a lady in a wheelchair, the infamous Jay. I was berated for about 5 minutes. Things such as, why is a healthy young man using a disabled bathroom? I should be ashamed, etc., drawing the attention of everyone in the nearby vicinity before she even let me speak. I eventually got a word in, reminded her that not all disabilities are blatantly obvious, and lifted my shirt up to show her my bag. She went bright red, and I got on with my day. The next day, I go to use the disabled bathroom to find a poster on the door saying, wheelchair users only. I didn't make a huge fuss, but happened to mention to the colleague across the table from me, have you seen Jay's latest stunt? This is the woman who told me to watch out for Jay initially. I go home for the day and return the next to an email saying to report to HR as soon as I clock in. I get in there to be told that I am receiving a verbal warning as my tittle-tattle in the office caused a huge bust-up between Jay and my mentor. Jay was in the office and smirking all the while. I lost my cool and told Jay that the only reason she's still in a job is because of how long she had been with the business, and that she isn't going to bully me out of my position like she had my two predecessors. I also told her that I apologize that she had been dealt a bad hand, but that it doesn't give her the right to treat people like crap, and that she is no longer the only disabled person in the office, so she isn't going to keep getting away with her stunts. I then told HR about the bathroom incident and what followed. Eventually, Jay was suspended pending investigation. I must admit, I felt great on the day, but as the week has gone on, I can't help but feel guilty. I wanted to teach her a bit of a lesson, not put her job at risk in times like we're having, cost of living crisis, etc. So, am I the a-hole? Comment said, not the a-hole. I'm also disabled and only need to use a wheelchair on very bad days, and oftentimes I don't need to use my crutches indoors, so I'll put them out of the way somewhere. The amount of crap I've had off of people is bewildering. The audacity of putting wheelchair users only on a disabled bathroom, incredibly illegal. The reason they're taking it so seriously is they could be sued for having a sign like that up. As for her job, she's literally driven two people to leave their jobs in uncertain times. This karma is her own doing, not yours. Well done for standing up for yourself. Not to mention fellow disabled people, some of which may also be in your office, and you just don't know. Another comment said, not the a-hole. Her disability is not more valid than yours, and you are absolutely correct that not all disabilities are visible. I'd argue that needing to empty your bag was vastly more important than whatever she needed to do in what she thought was her own private bathroom. You did not get her suspended. She did that herself when she tried to start a fight in the bathroom. She continues to double down on her deplorable behavior by trying to prevent you from using a stall that is there for people with disabilities. There's probably a record of her bullying employees, but with little proof in he said, she said situations. The next story is titled, Am I the a-hole for telling my husband I'd rather nobody use my holiday booking out of spite? My, 23F, husband, 27M, and I have been together for 5 years, married for 3. We're both athletic people, or at least I used to be, so we've been planning a holiday for the past year. Without going into major details, it's an expensive, by my standards, holiday, and it would have involved a lot of hiking. I was looking forward to it. I was in an accident recently, and once again, without going into much detail as it's triggering, lost my leg. It's upsetting, but I'm not in a place to openly speak about it outside of therapy. Obviously, due to this recent restriction, I'm unable to do what we'd planned for our holiday. I hadn't thought about the holiday, it's non-refundable. I had expected my husband to not want to go. Currently, his family haven't asked me once how I am, and my family claim it's hard to be around me because they don't know how to support me. Whatever. He said yesterday he invited his sister, 19, in my place. I was baffled because I expected him to support me. He said it's not for 2 months. I'm like, so? Cancel and find something we can both do. He says he needs a break, that he's been supporting me, he deserves this, and he was also looking forward to it. So I said, you go, but I paid for my spot, so no, she can't use it. He asked if I'm being serious, that it's spiteful. His sister hasn't done anything. I said, she hasn't asked me once how I'm doing. She texted me last week for £150. Why should she get a free holiday? Anyway, he's upset, claiming he'll still go and pay for his sister, which he won't, since A, it's expensive, and B, last I checked, fully booked. Am I the a-hole? I'd ask family or friends, but I don't feel like texting them. Comment said, not the a-hole. Do you have travel insurance? Because your accident should allow you to claim the whole trip cost back, including your travel companions. Even if you don't, an email and copy of a medical letter would trigger many hotels/airlines to refund you, even if this is outside their T's and C's. Sending good wishes. Another comment said, not the a-hole. My husband and I once canceled a vacation over a sick dog, and not like at death's door sick. Just uncomfortable and sad, and we knew he'd have to sit in a cage for a week at the vets since they were the only ones who would take them. The idea that he wouldn't cancel a vacation over his spouse being unable to go due to a traumatic injury is absolutely gut-wrenching. The next story is titled, Am I the a-hole for not inviting my pregnant sister-in-law to Thanksgiving? I, 33F, hosted Thanksgiving this year. Every year it rotates between me, my sister, and my brother's homes. It's a pretty big gathering that normally involves my siblings, their partners, my sister's kids, and our parents. This year, my brother, James, 35M, and his wife, Becky, 31F, are having their first child. The baby is due in spring. We have a traditional Thanksgiving meal, watch the parade, play games as a family, couple drinks together in the evening, the usual stuff. Same kind of thing every year. This year, a couple weeks back, I got what is basically a list of demands from Becky in our family group chat. She wants to come, but her pregnancy means some things need to be adjusted. Her rules were no poultry, as the smell makes her sick, no alcohol, as the smell makes her sick, and she can't join in. The food needs to be served early, as she needs to nap during the time it's normally served, and she doesn't want to play the games, as she tires easily, so can we just listen to music/talk in the evening instead? I was really upset by this. Firstly, none of us are vegetarian, and so I don't really know how to prepare a turkey alternative, but secondly, I'd already ordered the turkey, and it seems like a waste. And to not be able to drink, eat when we want to, or even play our games in the evening just feels so unreasonable when 9 of us won't get to celebrate in the way we'd like to. In the family chat, I replied and said while I would make her a non-poultry meal and would make sure people don't drink at the table, I wouldn't ban poultry or alcohol from the house, and I certainly wouldn't be not playing our games, particularly as my niece and nephew are now old enough to join in and really loved it last year. Both James and Becky said I was being unreasonable and that she's pregnant, so I need to be more understanding. My mom joined in and said it's not hard to accommodate, but I was really annoyed by this point. I told Becky she was uninvited if she can't accept any compromise whatsoever. James called me separately to say I'm excluding her and ruining their Thanksgiving, and she can't help how she feels during pregnancy. I said I wasn't excluding her, and she's welcome if she can accept that Thanksgiving has to work for everyone else too. In the end, neither Becky nor James came over. It was a weird day without them, and I'm sad they weren't there, but I feel like I wasn't unreasonable. I do want to make amends, but am I the a-hole? Comment said, not the a-hole. I am currently pregnant, and the smell of alcohol makes me sick too, and I am overly tired. Not in a million years would I think that anyone apart from my partner should have to go out of their way to accommodate me. Your solutions to offer an additional alternative and ban alcohol from the table are really reasonable compromises. To ask 9 people to not play a game because she will be tired is wild. She can just go home earlier or watch you guys play. Another comment said, not the a-hole. You offered an acceptable alternative, a special meal for her and no alcohol at the table. She was welcome to nap/not join in games at her own discretion. Sometimes when pregnant, you have to accept that there will be smells and situations that you have to make decisions about attending or not attending. It's no one else's problem to fix. Your brother and sister-in-law are selfish, and I only see it getting worse once their baby arrives. can't have Thanksgiving in the afternoon due to baby's nap schedule, etc. The last story is titled, Am I the a-hole for telling my daughter I won't be paying for her college unless she attempts a relationship with my family? I, 38M, have a 19-year-old daughter, Ariel, with my ex-wife, Lauren, 39F. We had Ariel too young, and it was a huge struggle. We moved into Lauren's families. I was working multiple jobs. Me and Lauren were best friends through all this. But things ended when Ariel was 2. Lauren's friend Tori, 38F, told me that Lauren had been messaging guys, and when they went out, she would give out her number. I checked Lauren's phone and found it. I asked for a divorce, Lauren was pissed and wanted to reconcile. I didn't, and got split custody. Lauren made my life hell. Lauren badmouthed me, would miss pickup times, and make decisions without talking to me. Her dad offered money to relinquish custody, I told him off. Ariel is now 19 and just started college. The deal was me and her mom would split it. I remarried Tori when Ariel was 6. Tori was a rock during the divorce, but we didn't date till 2 years later. Lauren used this to warp Ariel against Tori and our son, 13M. She excludes them. Whenever she spends the night, she'll just talk to me or go to her room if my family was around. Our son walks to the basement if she comes over. It hurts me a lot. I've spent thousands on therapy before people bring that up. It still is being utilized, but at this point, Ariel is being nasty for the sake of it. Her mom has convinced her I cheated with her friend and had a baby, which is funny because, as I've pointed out, the timelines don't even match up. I've done everything at this point, including family time, one-on-one, and therapy. Ariel is plain rude to them, and they are done trying. Ariel graduated from high school in May and hosted a party. I was invited, but my family wasn't. I told Ariel I found that disrespectful. So I'd send a card, but wouldn't be going. She didn't care, and we haven't spoken since. I get a call from Lauren saying she paid the first semester and was wondering when I'd be paying. I said I was no longer paying, as I'm not pulling money out of my household when Ariel is disrespectful to 2/3 of it. My ex went off, saying we had an agreement. I reminded her of when her dad tried to buy my custody, and said, you have what you've always wanted, full control and custody. You won. So, figure it out. Then texted her that I've been putting up with this long enough. She got her 18 years of child support from me. So, until she planned on setting the record straight that I was done with both of them, and blocked her. I called Ariel and told her the same. Gave the reasons I'm not paying and told her she needed to look into loans. But I would pay for college if she at least tried to form a bond with my family because she created the situation with her attitude. So, if she wants my help, she needs to attempt it. She started crying, but I didn't fall for it. Told her what my expectations were and to let me know what her plan is so I can move the money around. My wife is on my side here, saying we've been the bad guys for long enough, but I'm getting crap from others. Am I the a-hole? Comments said, not the a-hole. Everyone who is saying OP is the AH or ESH needs to get off their high horse and put themselves in his shoes. His daughter treats him like an ATM, all the while disrespecting him. What's worse is she wants him to pay for college with money that will come from both him and his new wife, who she treats like crap. Like it or not, they are family, and if she refuses to be a part of that family, she has no right to get additional support from it. She can't have it both ways. He paid child support. He made sure she was taken care of growing up. She's now an adult and has to deal with the consequences of her actions. For everyone who said anything other than not the a-hole, you all know you would do the same thing in OP's shoes. Ducking people like to be morally outraged hypocrites these days, and that crap needs to stop. Another comment said, I'm in agreement, the only teeny tiny thing that's an exception, but I would pay for college if she at least tried to form a bond with my family because she created this situation with her attitude. Paying money for love or withholding money for not is never successful and kinda abusive. The only thing that can come out of that is Ariel pretending to enjoy them for the minimum time for cash. Not the a-hole, but also look at that one part very closely. Thank you for watching. I would really appreciate it if you could like the video and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. We'll see you again tomorrow.